Hey y'all, welcome to my channel Click to Restore. My name is Joe and I am going to be taking you through on the process of makeover of this Victorian vanity. So from prep to painting to designing and decorating it, I've covered all these steps in a simple and short way so that it's easier for you to learn. So if you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask me. I've mentioned all the products that I've used and the links that they can be bought from. I hope it just inspires you to create something and sounds easy and fun to you. So come along.
Here is the before of the vanity. It looks beautiful and clean, but there were so many spots on this vanity where the veneer was chipped off. So I first started with repairing that, and I used the DAP Products plastic wood, which is a thick wood filler. So I went on and filled in all those spots, and then I moved on with the second part of the repair, that is fixing the missing trim. You can see the trim was broken, but I'm thankful to my seller who saved it. So I used Gorilla wood glue for this and just took a tiny bit of wood glue onto the trim and spread it with my finger. Once I had the glue on the trim, I put it back in its place and I used the hammer. This is a rubber hammer that I got from dollar store. It's really delicate on furniture. So I used the original nail and hammered it back in its place. Then I put some extra wood glue on the trim and put it back with a clip that I had from dollar store. I left the clip on there for a few hours and I had the trim back in spot. Now comes the time for sanding. So the wood filler dries within an hour and it's ready to be sanded. So I'm using 80 grit for this. It's a sanding paper. You can use a sanding block too. And I went ahead and I sanded this whole piece down and then cleaned it with a wet wipe. I also use clean water, just a clear water in a mister bottle, and just wipe it off with the clean lint-free rag. And this is what typically I do to clean my pieces. Once the cleaning was done, I primed this piece in Wise Out Clear Primer and then painted it in 3 coats of Wise Out Black Cherry, which is a beautiful purple color. I'm using a flat Klingon brush, F40, which is a beautiful synthetic brush to get a flawless finish for your furniture. So this vanity is all hand painted in 3 coats of Wise Out Black Cherry. So this is after 3 coats of black cherry. Now comes the designing part, and I use decoupage paper from Redesign with Prima called Esmee. It comes in 2 sheets and it has beautiful purple and pink florals, which I felt will go well with the color I chose. I'm using the matte gel from Redesign with Prima to apply this decoupage paper and a zebra brush. So to put the tissue paper, you just take little by little of the gel and apply it on the surface, whether it's a painted surface or a wooden surface. You just wipe it clean and apply the gel, and then you go over and put your decoupage tissue paper sheet onto the gel. Once it's there, make sure you rub it with your hand, your fingers to release any air bubbles or wrinkles that you may see. You can move it in and out and place it again because it doesn't dry immediately. Once it was in place, I just folded the corner and trimmed it with the knife. Redesign with Prima sells an amazing knife that you can use for this. It's pretty sharp and you get clean and crisp lines. Then you go back and seal it again with the gel to make sure that it's secure and it's firm, and let it dry completely. I put the second sheet over it, aligning it well, and folded it to the size of the space. And then I just took my scissors and cut it appropriate to the size. So you apply the gel before you put the tissue paper. You put the tissue paper, and if need be, then you can apply more gel. I think it's absolutely fine to use as much gel as you want to make sure your tissue paper is secure to the surface. So you can see I have used the gel multiple times just to make the tissue paper stick in spot. And once it was there, I used it again over the tissue paper to seal it completely and dry. And once it's completely dry, you can seal it with the varnish or any clear coat that you are sealing your piece with. Here I didn't use the scissor, but I've shown you the method on how you can just trim the excess with the knife directly. So I put the decoupage gel, then put on the tissue paper and use the knife right onto the trim to cut the excess. It was pretty simple and easy, but I wanted to show you both the methods that works for you well. And here is the final look. All the decoupage paper is put on and it looks just beautiful and fancy. I'm using the Decor Wax Eternal from Redesign with Prima for highlighting all the trims and details on this beautiful Victorian vanity. Just take a little on your fingertip and rub it on the trim and edges. It is oil based, so you can apply it after sealing your piece or before sealing. I sealed this vanity in Wise Owl varnish, and after that I went on rubbing this decor wax onto this vanity. So this is how it looked like. Now I also use this acrylic paint from Redesign with Prima to highlight the corners and edges of this vanity. It was simple and easy to apply with the crafts brush. So it's a combination of wax and gold acrylic paint. This is how it looked like at the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.